At this point, we'll be having our last panel before we go into some prizes and appreciations. One thing I wanted to mention is that within your goodie bag is a feedback form, something which we would like you to look at and write down some of your thoughts, things that you liked about this conference, maybe some things that you thought could be improved upon, so that we can do something better, even better next year. So please take some time. If you will, turn that in immediately outside the conference room there at the registration desk. There's a place to do that. So, again, getting back to the topic, this panel, I won't introduce everybody as I've done that already, but we'll be talking about the challenges faced in adhering to compliance regulations. So, focusing in again on the challenges and difficulties and hopefully a few solutions that some of these experts will be talking about. We'll have a dual speaker arrangement. One will be Stella and then Fiona, who will lead out the discussion, and then we'll proceed with the panelists.
We had a tough challenge to get everybody here to sit here and listen to it again. Okay, the topic that I have chose to speak is challenges faced to adhere to these immigration compliances. Immigration to a foreign land is not as simple as it sounds. I think most of you agree to it, as it involves lengthy procedures from filing the visa application to submission of right kind of documentation until the person exits from that particular host country. Everything needs to be accurate and compliant according to the laws of their country. Else, every small mistake is only going to lead to delays in visas, rejections, and non-compliance. And if we do not do that, then we should not be coming back and saying, okay, my documents were accurate, but however, I did not get a visa. We should also ensure that we are compliant to every documentation that we are giving. Due to the present political and economical changes happening globally, countries are tightening their immigration laws and policies, which calls for the immigration professionals to be watchful and update their immigration knowledge constantly. As we are aware of the fact that immigration activity starts and ends with compliance, I would like to take you through these challenges that we come across and also few tips to overcome them. Now, I just thought of having three stakeholders, that is, one is the business and the immigration team as such, and then the organization. The first challenge that anyone faces over here is faced by the immigration team member within an organization. The first and foremost is lack of immigration knowledge at different levels in opting for incorrect visa, setting wrong expectations to the business, and misguiding them towards non-compliance. For example, if I have to take a L or a H visa, what do we first do? We get a deadline saying, okay, this person needs to be on board, he needs to go there next month. So if the immigration person doesn't have that kind of knowledge, he's just going to take a shortcut. He's going to say, okay, L is an intra-company transfer, so let me go ahead and file an intra-company transfer. And we know it has a special criteria, that is, you should be specialized in that particular domain. But how many of us over here literally look at it? We come to the forum, we hear about immigration compliances, but with the pressure that we get from the business, the critical questions they come up with, we say, okay, this is the deadline, I have around 30 visas to be filed within this week, so I don't even bother to look at the documentation. We just file it. But what happens? Either it will be land up in RFEs or in rejections of visas. But however, we don't stop at it. What do we do next? We go for a next application, which is our H application. And we are lucky if we are within that quota. Otherwise, again, we are gone. So even if you get all these, somehow the person manages to go on site, but at what cost? An incorrect visa application filed. Then at the port of entry he is questioned, and that's it. Again leading to non-compliances. And have you ever thought why all this happens? And I would think it is immigration, they have to depend on their own knowledge that they have gained through the years of experience that they have had, which may or may not be updated as per the immigration law. And again, this leads to non-compliance. And even if you have resources available, they may not be in proportion with the volumes the team handles, which further lead to poor quality of document verification and a high degree of non-compliance. If a person has got, say, around 8 Netherlands visas to process, do we look at other checklists? Do we know that, okay, legalization has to be done, it has to be attested, and now even with the passport, the government doesn't even look at it. They say, okay, you have to come through an MEA. Only then I'm going to take this document as a valid document. Then cumbersome internal procedures within the organization. There's a huge checklist. How many employees really go and look into the checklist? What do? They just look at it, they come back again to the immigration team and say, I don't find it, I don't know where to go and track it, and even if they understood, they come and give you an incomplete documentation. So what are the points, few points to overcome these challenges? First and foremost is staffing. The company should have a specialized immigration personnel who understands the importance of being compliant. It's not only how you know how to follow a process, because most of the companies have a workflow. So they just go and follow that particular standard workflow. Do they know that they have to be compliant? And also, immigration should be treated as a separate functional unit.